The concept of wall was something I've been working for years, and it was super interesting for me, the power of wall to, this power can hide humans' body in cities and objects. So I was working on this concept through different medium, different disciplines, and it was based on research, and I guess it has two parts, because one part is before immigration and one part is after that, and I think these two parts are kind of different. So the last part is more personal and self-expression through the nomadic creatures, but the first one about wall.Through and the practice and like artwork before, it's more connected to the ground. So the connection of this wall and understanding the meaning through the bodies and also the heaviness of the objects. I don't think I'm belong to one of the disciplines, and I don't think I'm belong to be honest, even anywhere. I think I'm not kind of architect to be interested in building or all the time, like I don't need physical material at the end. At first, I can think about the idea, so some part of my practice, architectural practice, is just text. I can write about a space, and for me it's more visible than some of the buildings. So I can go through a space, through the boards, and also through the drawings. I guess there is no border in between for me. I don't think they are separate. They can be like palimpsests on top of each other, and it's just a tool to express your ideas. This exhibition was a good opportunity to share ideas with artists and architects, because the place is in Weißenhof, one of my favorite places. So many great architects has dreamed here and work here, and visitors also are mostly from art and architecture department, so it helps to share the ideas with them and hear their thoughts. The scheme was durational performance art, public performance art, and it took 2 years. And I guess it happened at a time that I felt like I'm not belong to anywhere. So when I came here, I packed my favorite stuff through like my favorite objects with bubble wrap to keep them safe, and put them in my luggage. When I came here, I was like, this is all the memory I have here. But the most important part was 1 kilogram of special roots. This root has a very strong pigment. This is red pigment, and just piece of this is enough to make everything red. And then I packed 1 kilogram of this and brought it with myself. But interestingly, when I grow the same plant here, the roots color turned to orange. And this difference inspired me to do the skin project. I bought a 100-meter plastic roll. I put it in my luggage as a two-dimensional wall in my luggage, and I travel around the world and I unroll it in different cities. And with a gesture of kneeling in front of this line, this two-dimensional wall, I try to inject it in peace in like each of the bubble. I think it's kind of useless. It means nothing. So kind of wasting your time, but at the same time, put your body in a very fragile way in the city that nobody knows you and you don't know people, and this interaction was kind of trying to communication through another language, but also this two-dimensional dimensional wall was something that when people face with this, before their mind can understand or can read the line, their body decide which side do they want to stand. And I think it's interesting to consider wall as a object that confront us with the meaning of choice. It depends on which side do we want to see exactly. I created kind of imaginary city for myself, and in this exhibition we are showing the video of this imaginary city. So it depends on your body in the space, the movement of your body in the space. It's based on choreography of the space exhibition. When you move, the coding makes the city change. For me, it was interesting how tiny action of our daily life as a human affect on the cities and affect on others people. The other thing we're showing in this exhibition is nomadic creatures, and these creatures are like 100 family members, and they're kind of look like each other, but they have tiny difference. So through this tiny difference, their behavior and the way they're walking or their talking is different. Most of them has two parts. One part is more connected to the ground, and one part is like more want to fly. So there is always a struggling between these two parts. And these 100 members of the family are explaining themselves and expressing themselves through the sculptures and 3D models and drawings. And in the main sculptures and installation, we did a performance art together, and this concept was something that happens through collaborations. And they have also sounds, and yeah. To be honest, I felt my character, like before and after immigration, like something can identify myself. Something has the power to identify me. So what is this exactly? And it doesn't mean that it's something bad, but something just changed. And I realized that most of the time we as human, we understand the concept of wall when it's physical. But there is so many of these imaginary wall in our mind, and it stops us to think about what is on the other side. Or is somebody breathing on the other side or not? Or what is happening on the other side of the wall? And then before I came here, I did a project, and I chose to build a gallery in an industrial factory. The program of the gallery in an industrial context, it was the most uninvited program. So, not the client wanted, and not the workers, because who is an artist in an industrial site? But for me was questioning of like, who is the artist, and who gives you like opportunity to call yourself artist. And then through this gallery, I tried to make the wall as fragile as it's possible. Then you can see the daily performance of the workers outside. And then if you put any objects inside the gallery, the relation between the object inside and like the performance of the workers outside is something equal. Both of them can be art, but it depends on your situation. In most of the galleries, we have kind of isolate space, so most of the time we don't see what is outside of the gallery. And the wall in a gallery has the role of kind of background for artwork, but questioning of this position was something to as a material to create wall-less gallery. And here we have the installation of wall-less here. So this installation is about this questioning of the wall. I like how pure are all the elements of architecture here. You can see like the column, stairs is a stair, walls or wall. We have transparent wall, we have solid wall, and I was curious, what if I put one of the creatures behind this wall? So nobody could imagine if one of the collection is outside, if one of the collection is behind the solid wall. But when we put one of the creatures like behind the transparent wall, everybody could see it, although we're feeling different temperature. But the one behind the solid wall, it has no chance to be seen. And I think it was just my curiosity to examine what happened if one of them are outside or behind this wall. Also, the grid of the floor and decision of putting all the drawings on the ground, putting all the drawings on the floor, then the relationship between audience and the wall will change. In most of the galleries, the drawings are here and they have kind of parallel relationship with the audience, but here, what if 90 degree it rotates and the floor plays the role of wall. So for really seeing the drawings, you have to sit down next to them. And I really like the idea how it works with the space, because we have opportunity to also look at the drawings from up. And I guess it's very nice to have different perspective to something.
I was very honored. I knew her work before, but within the exhibition, we talked a lot about her works, and I got very deep into her way of thinking and working, and it really inspired me because she sees things like a wall, for example, not only from an architectural or artistic side. She does not see a wall as an architectural element, but also the meaning behind it. And I think that's very inspiring. And one thing I also like about her work is that even though she has her very personal experiences with crossing distances or dealing with borders, she always used to work with walls, not in a way that she marks them as something purely negative or positive. She does not want to tear down the walls, but she wants to get to know them. Sometimes it can be very, very childish in the best way, like the creatures do. And it has a very strong effect because this kind of childish way or light way to deal with those things, they give us an insight into her way of thinking. And either if she does this creatures with the long legs just to cross borders, or even the strong work like Francis Dare, where she analyzes a situation and then changes the situation in a very good way. That was very inspiring to me, and I was very happy to do this exhibition with her also, because there were so many decisions to make, either if they were practical, like how do we want to assemble things, but also we talked about the works, and then new thoughts came up. What if not only the walls grow, but also what if we position the work in that way, or what if we add a certain kind of material to the exhibition? And this way of artistic but also strong architectural thinking, I think, was very good.